Good afternoon, everybody. Alex StarCraft here, bringing you guys my first StarCraft 2 commentator in quite a few days. Now, before I explain to you guys why I've been slacking a little bit, I will go ahead and introduce the players. We have EmpireviOlet as the red Zerg in the 9 o'clock position, and EGDeMusliM, the blue Terran, in the 12 o'clock position on Terminus SE or RE. I don't remember which one it is, the GSL one, with the supply depot here. And I've shown this map once or twice before. I'll talk about it in a minute. But basically, ramp, natural, ramp, third. So it's a very big macro map most of the time. Now, I know some of you guys might have been wondering or seeing, oh, Alec has been slacking with his replays a little bit with his casts. And what's been happening is I have been a little bit busier with school and whatnot, and just all my other extracurricular activities, all those things. And I started to have a little bit of trouble kind of just keeping track of exactly how many casts I was doing. Just because what would happen is I would upload a few casts, and then I wouldn't do any for a few days. And then for those of you who saw, I did that best of 5 the other day that ended up being a full 5-game series. Went to an ace match, very good match. You guys should all go check it out. And it so all of a sudden I uploaded 5 videos at once, so it'll be like I made up for the 3 days previous when I hadn't done one, and I made up for the next 2, and then I forget these things. It's just hard. But I'm going to be bringing you guys some more games. This is a best of 5 series from the IEM Sao Paulo. Very recent IEM tournament took place, surprisingly, after IEM Kiev, which is where that other best of 5 was from. And this is going to be from the quarterfinal round, so this is once they have gotten out of pool play. There are currently 8 players left in the tournament. After this, after these, I guess, 4 games, there will be 4 players left in the tournament. And we do have EmpireviOlet and EGDeMusliM as 2 of them. Now, both of these players are very good. For those of you who do not know, Violet, recently he got put onto the team Empire, but he is a very good Terran, or not Terran, he plays Zerg. He's a very good Zerg player, and he has been making a little bit of a splash recently. He very frequently competes in all the Playhem dailies, stuff like that, and you'll see him, and he wins those all the time. And Demuslim is also an up-and-coming Terran player. A lot of people hadn't really heard of him quite as much. He hadn't had too much success until near the second half of 2011, when all of a sudden he made quite a splash at some of the MLGs, and he did very well. And so now he is also one player to definitely keep an eye on. And now, one thing you guys might notice here, Demuslim pulling one SCV to attack this. Little trick for you guys. The extractor trick, obviously very good for keeping the drone alive, but as you look, its health is slowly going down because 2 Marines do not do enough damage to kill a building extractor, but 2 Marines and an SCV do, and of course 3 Marines would as well. But actually, that extractor trick, it actually gets a lot more scouting information, because it's just one of those cool little things where I've seen people say before, if they have an extractor and it's being attacked by 2 Marines, they know there are not Hellions being made, because otherwise they would not be able to have those 2 Marines. It looks like we do have a little, just 1 Rax pressure coming here, and Violet is totally prepared for this. He does have some Zerglings going for that pool immediately after the hatch, and we see Demuslim just stutter-stepping his Marines in different directions, keeping them alive as long as possible. We have to see who wins out here, and it will be Violet, the Zergling, with 1 hit of HP remaining. And we do see the players are more or less even in the resources lost tab. EmpireviOlet ahead by a whopping 7 minerals, and I'll tell you, that can make the difference between a win and a loss at this super high level. Maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, maybe it's not. You guys will never know. But we do see Violet just kind of droning up, and Demuslim transitioning into that so standard Hellion play with the expansion, aka the Hellion expand. And now we do see, it looks like he is setting the rally point to the minerals in his main as he gets his orbital command. And now for me, this just says he will be producing SCVs out of this command center to here for a little bit, just to help raise that SCV count, and he doesn't want to go and expand right now when all he has are 4 Marines and a Hellion. Now we do see the Hellion coming out, and we're going to see if it can do any damage. I doubt it though. Yeah, the 1 Spinecrawler, plenty to scare off Demuslim, and we have a Roach Warren coming down from Violet. Now this is something I've seen Terran players doing, Zerg players doing a lot recently against Terran, and it is very scary for the Terran player because they go for Hellions. It's so standard now. And so this actually might be indicative of some aggression from Violet. And we also see, yes, he does have guys on gas. He has one up here that has been mining constantly, as well as a second down here that just finished. And yeah, there's 7 roaches and a baneling nest on the way from Violet. So it looks like Violet is going to be going for a big baneling roach zergling bust. I believe he has zergling speed already. Yes, he does. So this is going to be very powerful. You see, he's at 33... I'm sorry guys, I'm a little sick. You see, he is at 33 harvesters, which is a decent number. It makes this build so it's not quite all in. We see he is ahead of the Terran player, at least for now. So it makes this build not quite all in, but look at that. 9 roaches, 24 zerglings in the production tab, and by the time he gets here and has his zerglings and the baneling nest finished, he will have enough for about 8 banelings, something like that, and that is very scary. The Muslim, he sees the roaches. I think he might have seen the banelings. Either way, that many roaches, that's not something you do for defense. That is something you do for aggression. We see him immediately throwing up 3 bunkers, completely walling off his front, along with the engineering bay. The only thing is this wall is a little vulnerable to the banelings and the roaches because it's only supply depots. There we see EmpireviOlet starting to break down the wall. SCV's brought off to repair, but the banelings busted. They run in. All the units come streaming in. The banelings are sniped, but there are more in the back. They do get hits off on the Hellions. They are trying to go for the Marines. Roach is doing a lot of damage, and there's a big baneling hit from Violet, getting the mules and the SCVs as well. He has this one bunker left. If this bunker can stay alive, he might be able to stay in the game, but there are too many roaches. There are too many zerglings coming out. The Muslim's going to try and get a better position behind his base, but the zerglings were over the supply depot. He could not do it. His natural had been breached. His main had been breached. And that was a very quick first game, guys. Of course, I'm talking about how it's a big macro map, and then the game's over at the 9-minute 30-second mark. So, that was the first game, guys. I'll be bringing you guys the second game in just a second. I hope you guys all come and watch it. This should be a great best of 5. So, I'll see you guys soon.